Hey everyone, welcome to I'm Adam Kovic.
And I'm Bruce Greene.
And everyone loves plastic little toys.
Adam just got his giant Halo 5 suitcase and he practically exploded with pure light.
It's the little things in life. Well, good news, you may have a new plastic box to throw a couple $100s at as early as next year.
Only it's from Nintendo.
Who would have guessed?
Which apparently means nobody gives a shit.
Someone should care.
Okay, well, regardless, a new Nintendo console in 2016.
2016!
Thank you, is looking more and more likely due to a report on Wall Street Journal this morning.
They source, quote, people familiar with the matter, in saying that Nintendo has started issuing software development kits, or SDKs for short, for their next console, currently called the Nintendo NX. It will not be called that when it comes out, I promise you.
That's probably true. Lawrence, what's an SDK?
It's a software package that creates a development environment for a given console. So let's say the SDK for the Xbox One, it includes all the Xbox specific libraries and function calls you'd need to actually develop a game to get it to run on that system.
Yes.
So it just creates like a little soft home for you to make your game in to make sure that it runs properly.
They released these SDKs out into the wild long before the actual console comes out because developers need to make games.
Correct. This news is substantiated by the fact that Nintendo also opened a developer portal today. Oh, wow. That's fun.
All right.
While we can't access it, turns out we're not developers. Sad news, everyone. We'd guess this website offers documentation and resources on Nintendo's SDKs.
Right. The public-facing portions of the website make no mention of the Nintendo NX, which makes sense given the thing has yet to be officially announced.
Right, but it's a telling coincidence that this portal would launch on the same day as rumored SDKs shipping to prospective developers.
Yeah, so if this is all true, it fits a schedule that leads to a 2016 Thank you very much, release. Nintendo has already announced that we'll get the first official info about the system next June at E3.
That makes sense. If developers are already getting dev kits, it's likely that they'll have enough time to put together some tech demos for the unveil at E3, then potentially have some ports or low-scale original releases ready for launch for holiday 2016.
Thank you. Especially if the NX is rumored to run Android as previously rumored. Lawrence, is that still going on, you think?
Potentially. I think that they have picked some kind of operating system that's similar to something that's already in the wild.
Yeah.
This is a lesson that Nintendo learns once every decade, that they can't just make their own thing and think that they're going to yank everybody to them. They have to kind of meet them halfway.
It's true.
So, they won big with the Wii because they had a little waggle that got it in everybody's home, but nobody bought the Wii U. So I think they understand that they have to come to the developers now and say, like, please make games for our shit. Oh, we can't do it alone anymore.
It's possible that Nintendo is getting the SDK out there way early, but a holiday 2017 release would go against trends.
Yeah, PR cycles are getting shorter and shorter lately. In years past, you'd see a huge game or console at E3 and get a release the year after.
Yeah, nowadays that's been shortened to 6 months or less.
Yeah, people got ADD, man. You got to capture that stuff. Apple ruined all of us.
Yeah, just look at Fallout 4, announced at E3 this year, released this holiday. It's only, what, 3-4 months later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably going to sell better that way.
Yeah.
The burning question here is, will this console be as technically lacking as the Wii U?
Lawrence?
We don't know, but indications say maybe not. Wall Street Journal references, quote, people familiar with development plans, and saying that Nintendo, quote, and I love this one, would aim to put industry-leading chips in the NX devices.
No shit.
Delicious.
Chips! Industry-leading ones. That sounds like old person talk, like marketing talk.
Yeah.
We want to hear megahertz, gigahertz, and all kinds of like teraflops and whatnot, and we're not getting that yet. So, chips are good. You're going to want those chips.
Bet you bite a chip.
All right, we can
B-Y-T-E.
Oh boy, we can circumstantially guess the Nintendo NX won't be as relatively pathetic as the Wii U from a few bits here.
Right, most directly, Square indicated that they were pursuing development of Dragon Quest XI on the Nintendo NX in addition to the PlayStation 4.
That's good news.
The fact that the game can run on both means that the Nintendo NX has to be at least or somewhere close to something of the spec of the PS4, right?
I mean, it feels like that they're already behind if they're releasing something that looks like a PlayStation 4.
Sure, it's still better than the Wii U, though.
That's true. Additionally, the mid-cycle release of the NX means that Nintendo can essentially put out a console tuned to cheaper hardware. This is why consoles typically announce redesigns throughout a generation.
As chips get smaller, there's those chips again, and more efficient, engineers can rework the guts of a console to use cheaper parts. Nintendo can capitalize on this by targeting a hardware spec set by the PlayStation 4 2 years ago.
So Lawrence, if we wrap this all together, what does it look like?
That the Nintendo NX will play games. That's good.
Whoa! Slow down.
It'll at least be something that can sit alongside modern consoles, which is not something the Wii U can do.
Yeah.
It can run Nintendo-specific games pretty well. Splatoon looks pretty good, and the Mario games look okay. But it's nothing like something like Battlefront. Holy shit! So
it's true.
It's seeming like it's going to be something that can run traditional games, but also has a Nintendo quirk about it. that'll make it unique in the marketplace somehow. That's typically how they operate.
Does anybody give a shit about this though? Like, I mean, like, do we give a shit about the next system after the Wii U?
Will there be a Bayou Billy?
What?
The Wii U, honestly, the Wii U didn't really scratch the itch for a lot of the best Nintendo properties like Zelda and stuff. So if they're just going, as stupid as it sounds, if they're just going to say, well, we're releasing a new one, we'll do all those games on that one, then I'll probably be interested.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like the Wii U tried to do something unique, but not really. It only just
it was a gimmick and it was an underpowered system.
It was a half tug, and they have to really go all in on this. And I think Nintendo kind of sees the writing on the wall, and that hardware is going to go away, and then it's becoming more of a software development service sort of thing. I mean, look at Apple TV, Fire TV, all these sort of things. Like that's where it's going, and I think consoles are just slowly going away. Nintendo would probably be smart just to kind of play this one safe.
Yeah, I'm super bummed that if they're releasing the PlayStation 4, what, 4 years after the actual PlayStation 4 came out. I mean, I really think they need to be up the hardware spec on this one. I hope they're doing it. I really do. So, do you give a shit? Tell us in the comments and yell at us about how you all love Nintendo and how we're dumb.
Did you hear the story about John Carpenter this morning? He
There's absolutely no way I would have heard that.
He successfully sued the film Lockout for stealing his idea.
Really?
Wow, yeah, really?
But that was my idea first, Moon Prison. I've been telling people about that
sue
guy
John
for a
Carpenter.
really long time.
Apparently it was too similar to Escape from New York. He got money for a premise.
They're both a little similar, eerily similar to
Moon Prison,
which would have been made, except that Macho Man Randy Savage died and he was crucial. He was supposed to play the vice president.